welcome back. And now it's time for our press review for today. It's a pleasure to have with us our dear guest, Dr. Vivian Moros. She is a political analyst and news commentator. First, good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Nash.
As usual, let's start by taking a look at the main headlines of our daily, starting with Al-Akhbar Daily. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi arrived in Switzerland on Wednesday night to participate in the Davos Economic Forum. El-Sisi is accompanied by a delegation that includes Minister of Industry and Trade, Finance, Foreign Affairs, as well as head of the Egyptian Central Bank. The president will deliver a speech on Thursday during a special session on Egypt organized by the forum. El-Sisi is also due to head a closed-door meeting on Friday to discuss international efforts to combat violence and extremism. On the sideline of the forum, the president is expected to meet Jordan's king, head of Swiss Federation, German Chancellor, Norway's Prime Minister, European Union foreign policy chief, as well as heads of the biggest international companies. Doctor, talking about this very important event taking place in Switzerland, and we all know that this is something very, very important to all those who are participating, especially that inside this area, all of the decision makers of the whole world, they are together, just very close to each other, standing and talking to each other. We can be standing here beside you, President Obama, and beside you, President Sisi. This is something very, very important. How far can we take benefit of this?
Well, knowing that Davos is the most important economic forum in the world, and it happens every year, and it's been happening for the past few years, and the fact that President Sisi himself went to attend this meeting, because it's a great opportunity, as you said, to meet a lot of heads of states and to solve a lot of problems that can be holding up without any solutions. It gives them a better way to talk and chat intimately rather than other big meetings, because they have some breaks and all that, and during these breaks a lot of energy happens and a lot of discussions and negotiations and diplomatic matters are solved. So it is indeed a very important thing, and I'm sure that President Sisi is going to take advantage of every minute of it, because we have so many problems on our plate. The most important problem that he's concentrating on these days is how to fight terrorism. And how to fight terrorism, because we are in the center of the terrorism in the whole world, and we are the only country that's holding up, and with the army, with the population and everything, and we are fighting all these terrorism around us, and that's extending to Europe as well. So it is an important matter that to be discussed with the Europeans equally and the Americans equally, and I think we have a very important role in this matter. So it's a great opportunity to discuss it and to draw lines on how to do it with other countries in the same time.
Right, let me move on to another headline, taking it from Al-Yawm al-Sabah. Prime Minister Ibrahim Mahlab headed a cabinet meeting to discuss a number of political, economic, social and security files. The Premier started the meeting with congratulating policemen with the anniversary of the police day. He also congratulated Egyptian people with the 4th anniversary of the January 25th revolution. During the meeting, the ministers reviewed the security situation and preparations made ahead of the anniversary of the revolution. And the outcome of the president's international visits was also on the agenda. They also discussed a number of economic files, such as efforts to attract foreign investments and preparations for the upcoming International Economic Conference, which is due in March in Sharm el-Sheikh. Let's start first by talking the meeting in general, because I would like then to move into the other important event, talking about, of course, Egypt's economic forum that will take place in Sharm el-Sheikh.
Well, it's so important that the Prime Minister is making these meetings, and important meetings. The President is not present in Egypt, and everything should go on as important as his presence, and of course it's done according to his agreement how the Prime Minister should deal with the forthcoming event of the Economic Forum.
Talking about security and stability, this is something very, very important to start with. Congratulating policemen on their day, and
the policemen,
we have to admit it, yes, you can never achieve security and stability without having a strong security force.
Of course, and not only that, we have a lot of menaces still from the group of the ousted president, and they are looking forward to disturbing Egypt more and more. Of course, every time we have these menaces, we get ready equally and nothing happens. So hopefully these preparations as well for security for this celebration of the 25th January is taking place in such an important way, because we have the 25th anniversary. We have still in Sinai some problems that the Ministry of Defense is dealing with. So there are a lot of matters that should really be dealt with a lot of control and a lot of understanding.
But at least now we can feel the solidarity between the Egyptian people, Egyptian citizens, and policemen, or all those who are working in the security force. And this is something very, very positive. Even though definitely we can see, for example, some negative points, but at least we have to ignore it for now, because we have many positive issues.
Oh yes, exactly. If we see what's happening in Yemen, what has been happening in Yemen just recently, and how the world is, some of the Arab world is just falling down unnecessarily, because these things should never have happened, because there are some weaknesses in the country, in the management, in the government, and we thank God that we don't have these weaknesses. There are some problems that would take time to solve, but we don't have the weaknesses that can destroy us. And not only that, Egyptians are looking forward to build Egypt, the new Egypt. We don't want any more wars.
Many challenges.
We face
kind of challenge,
and no one will be able to destroy us.
Maybe now it is time to get ready for the economic forum to take place in Sharm el-Sheikh.
That will be very important.
The president is working very, very hard, but he is putting the basics, and it is our role now to work hard.
Every Egyptian.
And also about the cabinet and all decision makers in Egypt.
You cannot work alone. It's like a chain with a lot of chains inside it. If one fails to work, it will not work as promised. So we have all to work very hard.
Let me move on to our last and third step of last phase of our roadmap here. We have applications for the media coverage of the upcoming parliamentary elections that have started and continues to the 1st of February. The High Electoral Committee said that after the applications are submitted, registration for journalists and reporters will start on the official website on the committee between February the 5th and 16th. Those approved by the committee will receive their permits between February 24th and March 12th. The committee has not yet announced the opening of the registration for the candidates in the elections. How do you read this?
Well, a lot of things are happening in Egypt. We are living in an effervescent moment, and a lot is happening. And having a parliament and preparing for the election of this parliament is something that will move all the world. I think all the world will be watching us again. What shall we do?
We are always watching.
They're watching. I mean, what's happening in Egypt is like 10 countries together, because every country, when they have one thing like that, it's a big talk. But we have so many of these in the same time, which is a bit a challenge. As you said, we are challengers, and we are great. We are a great population despite everything.
I doubt that there is any other population who can just face such challenges
and stay up and sing and dance and do everything as normal as we're doing. That's a blessing, because we have a good president, and the solidarity of the people is so important.
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
Let me move on to أخبار اليوم. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri held phone talks with the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to discuss the latest developments in the Palestinian territories. The talks covered the outcome of the latest Arab Foreign Ministers meeting in the Arab League and a meeting of the Arab Peace Initiative Committee. The meetings were called after the UN Security Council failed to adopt an Arab resolution on setting a deadline to end the Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ambassador Badr Abdel-Ati said that during the talks, Shukri reiterated Egypt's support for the Palestinian position and the choices of the Palestinian people with the aim of creating a Palestinian state. This has always been our dream, not only the Palestinians.
Of course, because we're the country number one. We're not really a country. We feel that we are more of Palestine, like Palestinians, exactly, because we had all the Palestinians in our universities, in our hospitals. We have many doctors. We have the population are really melting with each other in a way to feel that we're not another country. They are an important part of us, and no one country in the world will defend Palestine more than Egypt, ever, and will never do the same as we do. We've been fighting.
But they themselves, they have to work hard as well. I mean, they will never achieve this without the solidarity of the Palestinian people. This is something very, very important.
Exactly. But they were strong until the time where splitting with Hamas and all that. This is the time when they had their weaknesses. Actually, when they started dividing Palestine, that was a very, very wrong thing to do at the time for the Arab world and before the Arab Spring. When this happened, it weakened the Palestinian...
It didn't work in any country, by the way.
Yeah, it didn't. And it's not working, but they're still holding because of, I don't know what they are hoping for, the Hamas. What is there in to have a better Palestine with a divided Palestine? There is no way. Already Palestine is not a big place. The population is not a big population. When you have such a division, it doesn't